Hey, this is Hops3, and I just wanted to create a quick video on this FilterBlade module that I created for Dusty Uniques. You can pause the video and read the description if you want, but this video will cover most of it as well. So it's pretty late in the league right now, and we have most of us are running pretty strict filters, especially on uniques. We disable like boss drop uniques, disable the high variety uniques, and if you're mapping, you're typically just gonna see uniques like these and heavy belts, right? And what they basically mean is to check for the T0 uniques. So in this case, this is not an Essentia Sanguis, and this is not a Divinarius, which will both dust for over 1,000,000 dust. But the problem is, if you hold Alt, you have all of these uniques, and I can pick these, and each one of these uniques does really well. Like this one does for like 30k, this one does for 40k, this one is like 20k. Not just jewelries either, like even Miss Wall, I think does for like 50 or 60k, I believe. This one does for like 100k. So, you know, all of these uniques. So let me switch to my filter and see what it looks like. So that was example filter, and now if we switch to my filter, now it tells you, whoa, went back. Okay, let me hit save here. Now they all show up, and you notice that there's two different colors, purple and blue. So purple basically means that they are guaranteed dust. You don't need to check. Like this crystal belt will always be, how do you pronounce it? I don't know how to pronounce it, like the AUX or something. Well, here, I'll give you a better example. This blue pearl amulet will always be Gloomfang. So you should always pick it up. So purple means pick it up immediately, and then blue means you need to check. So this J amulet, is this Karui War, which doesn't dust well, or is it this one, which does dust well? So in this case, I can tell by the picture that this is the better one. So that's what the blue and purple means. And now you have all of these dusts, and I think the total value of all of this is probably, I would say, 1,000,000. Well, this one doesn't actually dust well, but have you noticed that even when I drop it on the ground, which one? This one and this one, it's still blue, meaning that you're supposed to check it and then see if it is, and if it's not the good dusting, you just move on. All right, so let's see how to actually install my my module. And what is a module, by the way? So a module is like an add-on that lives on top of your normal filter, and it adds additional rules. So in this case, I will show you how to install it and then tell you what it looks like. So once again, if you pause the video, you can read this description. So let's go to a filter and let's create a new filter. And we'll do uber strict for now. And then if you look in the unique section, you know, nothing's changed, right? And I think what I did in the example filter that I showed earlier was I unchecked high variety, multi-bases, boss drops, and then of course the mercenary tier, which most of it is trash uniques by now, and just leave the SA and the top tier, the mage blood and the headhunters. So now when you go back to the overview, under the slider, there's a big button called modules. Click on that. Go to public, type in disenchant. Another word for modules back in the day, they used to be called presets. So if you see some videos talking about FilterBlade presets, it's also, they're talking about modules. So this takes a while, about a minute. And you'll see other modules, especially like this popular T disenchant. But I tried this one and it was having the same problem. Like it was still hiding like the Gloomfangs and all these other like really decently common uniques. So mine is called the Hops3. So you might have to scroll down and actually don't see it. That's weird. All right, let me search for, oops. Let me search for Hops3 then. Last time I searched disenchant, mine was the second on the list, but yeah, I'm not really sure why it didn't show up that time. Okay, there we go. So this is the Hops3 disenchant. So then you can add it, apply it, and now if you look at the unique section, you have all of these extra tiers that I've added myself. Unfortunately, when you import it this way, the tiers are not organized or they're not sorted. So what I recommend you do is you group up all the purples together and all the blues together, and then group it and then sort it by S through C tier. So I'm gonna speed up the video, but I'll show you what that looks like at the end. Okay, so this is how it should look if you sort it. As you can see, you have the purple section. This white is also part of purple. You can tell by the purple star. And then you have the blue section. So as I stated earlier, purple means guaranteed dust, meaning that if you see purple, don't even look at it, just pick it up right away because it does as well. Blue means you have to check, sort of like these, like the heavy belts for the mage blood. In the beginning, it will be a little bit overwhelming to know like exactly which ones are worth checking. For example, in this case, if you see an ebony tower shield, then the majority of the time you're going to see that pillar on the bottom. But if you see the Tukohama, then pick that up. Same goes to here. If you see Sintrek all the time, just leave that on the ground. But if you see Gurokan's flight, pick that up, etc. But of course, I understand that you're not going to always be looking at this website to tell what to pick up or not. So I'll show you how to do that in the game. So let's actually run the map. Alright, do I leave these? Oh, let's pick that one up. And now I'm going to leave these two on the ground because these I don't care about. So I'm going to run a map. I'm going to dump half of these. Okay, well, we can dump the rest. I know I ran out of slots. Okay, yeah, I ran out of slots. And then we'll go run a map with this filter. So I'm gonna run a tier 17 abyss with 3 risk scarabs. If you want to know my strategy, it's basically an abyss scarab plus an edifice plus 3 risk, and then here's my atlas tree. I don't recommend you copy it because I put June in there, which is not really that good, but I like June, so I'm just gonna run it in there. And basically, yeah, it's just a typical abyss with a lot of explicit modifiers. Alright, hopefully, since we have 3 risk, we could get volatile cores, which I really don't want because it's like the opposite of chill. So let me double check everything. Yep, okay, I think we're good. So I'm just gonna run, I'm not gonna run the whole map because Abyss is kind of slow. I'll just do 1 Abyss and then rush to the boss. And then we'll hopefully see some good examples of uniques dropping on the ground. Alright, so... Alright, we got Maven. Alright, here's one Abyss that we're just gonna run, and we'll see what kind of uniques it drops. Let's see, let's see. Okay, I think there's some sort of awakening. Okay, here we go. Alright, we got some uniques. So, purple, pick it up immediately. Blue, check. So this is worth picking up. This one's not worth picking up, because I just know. And where did that Abyss go? Over here. Alright, we got some more here. That's not worth picking up. Purple, pick it up immediately. Keep going. There's another Abyss. Oh shit, did I just open that one? Alright. That is not worth picking up. That is worth picking up. Alright, this disenchant is actually hurting quite a bit. Let me do this real quick.
Oh, not pretty. Just do it.
I cannot. You've made your show of force.
Okay, I accidentally opened up a second Abyss, so we might as well do that too. I was hoping for a bit of a chill map, but unfortunately it's not gonna be that chill because I think there's a lot of Awakeners degen on the ground. Alright, so I think that Abyss is done. Is it? Let me double check. Let me go back here. Yeah, I think it's done. So we're going to rush to the boss because I know the boss drops a lot of good uniques as well. So we got some more. So this one is not worth picking up. All right, so I'm gonna explain to you how do you know if something's worth picking up or not. So let's say you do pick this. Let's say you don't know whether to pick this one up or not, right? Because it's blue. If you have PoE awaken or awaken PoE trade, then what you can do is press Control Alt D, and it will bring up a pop-up. Oh, this is a bad example. Let me show you. Yeah, let me show you this one. This one I know is worth picking up. So let's say you pick up this one because this one only has 2 variations. Yeah, see this one and this one. And normally 99% of the time you're gonna see Lionized Vision, but every once in a while you will see the Iron Fortress. So how do you know which one to pick up? Well, if you click on Lionized Vision and you uncheck on unidentified, otherwise the prices are not right, you'll see that it's just worth 1 chaos. So it's basically trash. And if we go to the website here, and I have a spreadsheet that has all the dust values, and you type in Lionized Vision, then yeah, you can see that it only does for 20,000, which is like 3,000 per slot, because it's a 6-slot item, so that's trash. We don't want to pick that up. But if you check the other one, which is the Iron Fortress, then you can see that it's worth like 20 chaos, and it's worth 20 chaos because it does well. The Iron Fortress right here, yeah, so it does. It's okay. It's like it does for 66k, which is 11k per slot, so it's not like really good, but I'm still gonna pick it up because it's still 60. This is like equivalent to picking up. Oh, I don't want that. It's equivalent to picking up like 6 of these rings, so I think it's still worth picking up. And as I said in the beginning, it's a bit overwhelming, but as you map more and more, you will kind of start to understand like which uniques are common. Like for example, for J Amulet, you know, everyone knows about Karui Ward, and then eventually when you see a unique you don't recognize for that base type, and then chances are, you know, that one is worth a lot, and you should pick it up. But you can always double check, so that's not worth anything. All right, let's kill the boss. Okay, cool. So yeah, so she dropped this Titan Gauntlet. So this Titan Gauntlet is trash. And once again, I'll show you how to check. So you can pick it up, press Control Alt D, and it is this one. So we click on that, and if you click unidentified, then it's 1 chaos. The one you do want is called I don't think this is a boss drop, but Comb Spirit. Well, Comb Spirit doesn't. Then why? Which one is this one? Is it this one? Let me check. Actually, don't know. I'm gonna look it up. Titan Gauntlet. So let me type in Titan Gauntlet here. And Titan Gauntlets. Okay, so normally you get this one, which is not worth it. It's only 15k, so 3.7k per slot. But if you get this one, then it's pretty good. It's like 30k, 8k a slot, or even Comb Spirit is the exact same dust value, so 8k. So yeah, so basically I'm saying if you see these two, then pick it up. If it's this one, then don't. And this one is not that that good, so you probably notice that it's a little bit smaller. Or let me see if I can get one that's like big. Well, that's not a unique. So the way my filter is set up is the size. The bigger the size, like the maximum size like this, means that the better it does. And then the smaller one, like here, means it doesn't dust well. So if you're mapping really fast and you absolutely don't want to waste time looking at stuff, then what I recommend is you could just uncheck all of these other tiers and just leave the purple one and then just the S tier blue. However, if you do uncheck, you see how I just unchecked it with the checkbox? What that does is that actually disables the rule. And if you disable the rule, then all of these uniques become unaccounted for or becomes untiered, and then they will become purple text, big purple text when you drop it. And that's because FilterBlade, it has like a failsafe for untiered unique. So what you have to do is not uncheck, but you have to click hide. So don't just uncheck the checkbox. if you want to hide a tier, then you have to go expand it and hit hide. And I know people are gonna ask me questions about this, so I'll put this in the FAQ at the end. Okay, so that's basically my demo for the module. And last thing I want to showcase is how I actually set up my stash for dusting. Because I have a unique stash, but I don't use it. In fact, I just use like any regular stash, like in this case, which is already full. And then I right click it and then set it to the unique affinity, so that everything I throw in there goes immediately into this tab if it's unique. So here's my dump tab right here. So I just press control, I just hold control and start clicking away, right? Just put everything away. Okay, these are full. Oh, I don't want this. Destroy that. Check my check the fracture, 36%. All right, this is trash. Okay, and then once you have enough uniques, you go to King's March. Then you pick up all the big uniques first. So let's pick up all of these non-jewelry ones first. This one I'm dusting because it only has 1+1 to all minion skills, so it's not worth it. So this is a, you know, this will make a big white sound. So let me pick up all these big helmets, and then you mass identify, of course, and then quality them all up. And if you're wondering how I'm clicking so fast, it's because I have a control click for my mouse scroll, so I'm just scrolling my mouse up and down. You might be able to hear it with the mic. In fact, if I really want to go faster, I can scroll while my mouse has like a click which can free up the scroll, so that I can just spin the scroll wheel. All right, and then this one too. Oops. Okay, and then just throw all the big ones in first. So you can see that these dust pretty well. Everything's around 50k. This one does really well, so definitely quality this one up. And if it's like a really expensive jewelry, then you should put some catalyst on it, but otherwise I don't bother. These all, you know, so as I said earlier, this one does for 116k. These all does really well. So yeah, I mean, look at all these stuff that does so well that, you know, you guys are probably hiding by default. So yeah, I'm gonna pick all these up and get all the non-jewelries. Oh, and this is like a good representation of all the stuff I picked up while mapping. So as you can see, the majority of stuff I picked are pretty small item slots. Tons of jewelries, you know, some belts, maybe some helmets. It's pretty rare for me to pick up chest items. I just happened to drop that Iron Fortress, but that one's pretty rare. I typically don't see that. So they don't take up that much space at all. So, you know, you can choose to, if you're picking up a lot of loot, then yeah, you might not have space to pick up the bigger items, but, you know, that's up to your discretion. So once again, let me ID all of these. And then throw it in here. I think one of these, yeah, this one does really well. Oh, I forgot to quality these. Whoops. Okay, yeah, and these belts are such good dust as well. Yeah. All right, let me go back and quality this. But anyway, I'm not gonna bore you on that part. So that's basically how I set up my stash for dusting in King's March. And I'll write a FAQ at the end to answer some commonly answered questions. And then I'll put my sources on the two dusting, like the dusting spreadsheet that I had earlier, right here. This one is from a GitHub, and I just imported it into Google spreadsheet. And this one is actually updated, but it doesn't have the base or the slots information. So this one, it's only updated to 3.25. So if I see something that's not on here, then I know it's probably like a new item that came. in 3.26, including that pagan wand that I showed you earlier. What was it? This one right here, Mystic Refractor is a new item in 2.36, right there, Mystic Refractor. But that won't show up in this spreadsheet. Yeah, so 0 results. All right, if you do use the filter, oh, one last thing is how to update your filter, because I made a lot of changes, and I might continue to make changes in to my module. So in order for you to get the latest version of my module, what you will have to do is you have to load again. Load. So let me go back so I can get rid of this. So let me go to my module, just make a quick edit. So I'm just gonna make an extra exclamation mark here. So then that's gonna save. So now when I go to my filter, which is this one right here, Merc Late, and I load, pay attention to this bottom right section right here. It will say that the module has also been updated. So I'm loading. Filter successfully loaded. Oh, it didn't show. It didn't pop up. But it should pop up right here if the module itself updated. So maybe I need to actually make a real change, not just a description change. So I'll just temporarily move, I don't know, the Lapis Amulet up here, and I'll move it back. So now let me change it. Okay, so now when I go to my filter, so you load your filter, and then, okay, here, see, it says the module updated from here to here. So then when you know that the module has been updated, then you still have to save and sync it over here. So I think that covers everything. If you have any question, leave it in the comments. And if you have any feedback or suggestion, maybe you don't agree with some of my tiering, or you think I missed a unique, then please let me know, and I'll definitely update it or take it into consideration. Thanks a lot.